Hola y bienvenidos a todos. Hi and welcome everyone to a Speech Bubble Languages Spanish session with me, Louise, from Speech Bubble Languages HQ. Today's session follows on from previous lessons at this level where we're exploring the verb gustar, the verb to like in Spanish. We're going to be focusing on your writing skills today. Before we begin our lesson then, let's remind ourselves of the formation of the verb gustar in total. ¿Qué te gusta? So what do you like? Most of us are familiar with this top one. Me gusta. A mí me gusta la fruta. I like fruit. When we talk about other people, though, let's make sure we're happy with the full conjugation of the verb gustar. Te encanta la música. A ti te encanta la música. You love music. Le gusta la montaña. He or she likes the mountain. A él, a ella, le gusta la montaña. Nos gusta mucho el baile. A nosotros, a nosotras, nos gusta mucho el baile. We like dance. Os encantan los deportes. Another verb behaving like the verb gustar. You all love sports. A vosotros, a vosotras, os encantan los deportes. Our final formation of the verb gustar as an example below. Les encantan las fiestas. A ellos o a ellas les encantan las fiestas. They love parties. So for our writing task, we are now going to take a look at some different sports. On the left-hand side, you'll see an item related to a particular type of sport. So your first job is to think, do I know that sport in Spanish? We obviously have a tennis racket here on the left-hand side. ¿Cómo se dice tenis en español? Pues es el tenis, no? It's almost the same word. Your job is to use the little code along the top to create some sentences in Spanish talking about your own and other people's interests. For example, here, our sentence has a little yo, I, with one little tick, saying that I like tennis. Then we have mis padres with one little x, but your parents, my parents, don't like tennis. So your job is to piece that information together to generate a sentence in Spanish. One sentence. Which word do you think would be good to put in the middle here? I like tennis, but my parents don't like tennis, yeah? So let's take a little look at the sort of sentence I'm looking for you to form. A mí me gusta el tenis, pero a mis padres no les gusta. Okay, follow that pattern. Let's try another sport then, shall we? Here we have a lovely football net. ¿Cómo se dice football in Spanish? El fútbol. See, don't forget the accent on the U. This time you've got Maria and her dad. Can you create a sentence expressing those preferences? Hit pause as you work your way through each sentence. Here's our answer to our second one. A María le gusta mucho el fútbol, pero a su padre no le gusta. Read it out loud before we try our next one. Our next sport, we have a helmet for wearing with this one. El ciclismo. El ciclismo. I'm going to move myself out the way here. We have Manuel y Javier. Now, they don't like it, but their brothers like it a lot. How are we going to say that in Spanish? Hit pause. Ok, aquí tenemos la respuesta. A Manuel y Javier no les gusta el ciclismo, pero a sus hermanos les gusta mucho. Remember to read it aloud before moving on to the next one. This sport now, we've got a lovely hockey stick. How do we say hockey? That's right, it's el hockey. So my sister doesn't like it at all, but my mum likes it. ¿Cómo se dice esa frase en español? How are we going to build that sentence? A mi hermana no le gusta nada el hockey, pero a mi madre le gusta. I hope you're getting these right. It's quite normal to make a few mistakes on the first few turns. Don't worry about it. Study the formation carefully and try again. This time we have some lovely skis on the side. El esquí in español. El esquí. So Alicia really likes it, but her husband, su marido, doesn't like it at all. ¿Cómo lo diríamos en español? How are we going to say that in Spanish, do we think? A Alicia le gusta mucho el esquí, pero a su marido no le gusta nada. Read it aloud. Let's try the next one. This time we have a basketball net. Basketball. El baloncesto. El baloncesto. Alfonso and Esther like it, but their parents don't. A Alfonso y Esther les gusta el baloncesto, pero a sus padres no les gusta. ¿Qué deporte es ahora? What sport have we got here? This is el patinaje. El patinaje. Clara really likes it a lot, but her son doesn't like it. A Clara le gusta mucho el patinaje, pero a su hijo no le gusta. Are we doing well? I hope so. This brings us on to almost the end of our session here, very short one today. Our final sport is rugby, el rugby in español. Now, Gustavo doesn't like it, and his parents don't like it either. Do you hear the word I'm using here in English? Either. Do you know what we would put in place for that word in Spanish? Hit the pause button here as you write that sentence out in full. Okay, here we go then. A Gustavo no le gusta el rugby. Gustavo doesn't like rugby. And a sus padres no le gusta, and his parents don't like it. Tampoco either. A Gustavo no le gusta el rugby y a sus padres no les gusta tampoco. That was a tricky one, wasn't it, to finish off? So, can you prepare an answer to today's question? ¿Qué te gusta? I wonder if you can talk for around about a minute on this topic. Your other alternative here as well is to see whether you can answer that same question for another member of your friends or families. What do they like? What do they dislike? Hasta la próxima, todos. Until next time, everyone. Adiós.